So what is Transformation Tuesday all about? Some further reflections to those that I have offered in earlier videos. And here, really trying to get to the question, is there anything serious about this? Well, I will offer one very big caveat right at the start and say, for me, primarily, it is about just having fun. It is about freedom of expression. It is about letting go, letting your hair down quite literally very often with some of these characters. And yes, not taking things too seriously. But potentially, if we stretch things a little bit, there may be something more serious going on. Behind the very short videos that I put together, there's usually been several hours of exploration. Now, some of them are very much playful. They're trying to recreate the looks of well-known people or recreate a poster or a video or something like that. Some of them are really trying to, this is what's gone on for me behind the scenes, actually really trying to channel something of what I know about those individuals. In some cases, I've actually researched those characters. I've studied the way they speak. I've even read biographies and really tried to tune in to perhaps an appreciation of their worldview as, in a very limited way, I can understand it. And definitely, in many cases, I felt I've actually stepped literally into the shoes of this person. It's quite surprising what happens when you perhaps wear a monk's robe, for example. This sense of suddenly feeling a degree of vulnerability and taking each day as it comes and being open to charity and kindness of others. All of those things I felt in that kind of role. So how does this happen? I don't know. There is a branch of psychology, psychotherapy called psychosynthesis. This is kind of a combination of spirituality and psychology, or for spirituality, this idea that there's something beyond our ego selves that we tap into. Might be seen as a collective consciousness, might be seen as divine wisdom, might be seen as, if we're using scientific terms, quantum science, entangling this idea that we really can connect with other beings, the souls, as it were, of other beings. I'm not going to go on here about my own views on that. I do have them. So take it as you will. But if there is anything in this that we can connect with a deeper source beyond what goes on in our minds, what's created, our ego selves, we possibly can channel something of, be it another person or an archetype. We can access that if we allow ourselves to. And some of the writing on psychosynthesis actually describes what some actors do, or many actors do, in terms of tapping into something very deep within them, really drawing on very deep inner resources as a kind of spiritual practice. As I say, I am stretching definitions of Transformation Tuesday here, but if you go beyond the idea of pure performance and, for want of a better word, an art form, there is something that can be very connecting here. I find that personally useful. I am on the autistic spectrum. I was diagnosed with Asperger's syndrome some years ago, and one problem I have is creating what's called a theory of mind, actually really being able to have any thoughts that someone else might be thinking differently or have a kind of different experience of a situation to what I do. Well, I have that sense that they do, but actually being able to imagine what they might be thinking or feeling is something I find very difficult. So actually there can be, in this playfulness, this acting, this trying out, this channeling, if you like, something quite valuable in helping create, at least for a few moments perhaps, it's usually more than a few moments, a theory of mind, an appreciation of what it might be like to live inside the body, to have the mind, the feelings, the experiences of another. Anyway, as I say, big caveat right at the beginning, is primarily about fun. But I thought I'd offer these further reflections just to say, well, maybe there's something more to it as well.